Rome's story begins modestly. It was a small city-state in Italy, founded in 753 BC, according to legend, by the twins Romulus and Remus. Rome was initially ruled by kings. These early Romans were a practical people. They valued strength, discipline, and loyalty. They expanded their territory through alliances and conquest. Rome's location on the Tiber River was strategic. It provided access to trade and resources. This humble beginning laid the foundation for an empire. The Romans overthrew their last king in 509 BC. This marked the beginning of the Roman Republic. The Republic was a new form of government. Power rested with the people and their elected representatives. This system aimed to prevent tyranny. It emphasized civic duty and the rule of law. The early Republic faced many challenges. Rome fought for its survival against neighboring tribes. Through resilience and adaptation, Rome thrived. It gradually expanded its influence over the Italian peninsula. This period witnessed the development of key Roman institutions. The Senate, assemblies, and magistracies emerged. These institutions embodied the principles of shared power and civic responsibility. Rome's early centuries were a time of growth and consolidation. The city-state transformed into a regional power. It laid the groundwork for its future dominance. The Roman Republic was not a democracy in the modern sense. It was a complex system of power sharing. This system aimed to balance the interests of different groups. At the heart of this system was the Senate. The Senate was a council of elder statesmen. It advised the magistrates and debated laws. Senators were highly respected. Their experience and wisdom guided Roman policy. The assemblies represented the voice of the Roman people. Citizens were divided into different groups. They voted on laws, declared war, and elected officials. The assemblies ensured that the common people had a say in government. This prevented the concentration of power in the hands of the elite. Magistrates were elected officials who held specific powers. Consuls were the highest-ranking magistrates. 2 consuls were elected each year. They commanded the army and executed the laws. Other magistrates oversaw public works, finances, and justice. The system of magistrates ensured efficient governance and accountability. The Roman Republic's government was a delicate balancing act. It relied on the cooperation and competition of different institutions. This system, while not without its flaws, proved remarkably successful for centuries. It enabled Rome to expand its power and influence. It laid the foundation for a lasting legal and political legacy. The Punic Wars were a defining chapter in Roman history. They were a series of 3 wars fought against Carthage. Carthage was a powerful city-state in North Africa. It rivaled Rome for control of the western Mediterranean. The First Punic War, from 264 to 241 BC, began over control of Sicily. It was a naval war. Rome, initially lacking a strong navy, adapted quickly. They built a powerful fleet and defeated the Carthaginians. The Second Punic War, from 218 to 201 BC, saw the emergence of Hannibal. Hannibal was a brilliant Carthaginian general. He crossed the Alps with his army and elephants. This daring maneuver shocked the Romans. Hannibal inflicted a series of crushing defeats on Roman legions. He roamed Italy for years, threatening Rome itself, yet Rome did not surrender. It rallied its forces and, under the leadership of Scipio Africanus, defeated Hannibal at the Battle of Zama in 202 BC. The Third Punic War, from 149 to 146 BC, marked the final showdown. Rome, driven by a desire to eliminate its rival, besieged and destroyed Carthage. The Punic Wars were a turning point. Rome emerged as the dominant power in the Mediterranean. These wars tested Roman resilience, military prowess, and political will. Victory came at a cost. The wars also brought about social and economic changes that would have long-term consequences for the Republic. Roman law is one of the most enduring legacies of the Republic. It provided the foundation for legal systems in the West and beyond. At the heart of Roman law was the concept of justice. Romans believed in a system of laws that applied equally to all citizens. The 12 tables, inscribed in bronze in the 5th century BC, formed the basis of Roman law. They codified existing customs and established basic rights and procedures. Roman law evolved over centuries. It adapted to changing social and economic conditions. Jurists, legal experts, played a crucial role in developing legal principles. They provided interpretations, commentaries, and guidance on legal matters. One of the most significant aspects of Roman law was its emphasis on fairness and due process. Trials were adversarial. Accused individuals had the right to defend themselves. Judges played an impartial role in weighing evidence and delivering verdicts. Roman law recognized different branches of law. These included civil law, criminal law, and international law. It addressed issues such as property rights, contracts, family matters, and criminal offences. The principles of Roman law, such as presumption of innocence, burden of proof, and right to a fair trial, continue to resonate in legal systems worldwide. Its influence is evident in the legal codes of many countries. It stands as a testament to the Roman Republic's contribution to justice and legal thought. Section 5. Architectural marvels, engineering feats of the Roman Republic. The Roman Republic witnessed remarkable achievements in engineering and architecture. Romans were renowned for their practicality and ingenuity. They constructed impressive structures that served essential functions and showcased their technological prowess. Roman engineers revolutionized construction with the arch, the vault, and concrete. These innovations allowed them to build larger, stronger, and more complex structures. Aqueducts stand as a testament to Roman engineering. These elevated channels transported fresh water over long distances to urban centers. They ensured a reliable water supply for drinking, sanitation, and irrigation. The Romans also built an extensive network of roads. Roman roads were remarkably straight and durable. They facilitated communication, trade, and military movement across the Republic. The Appian Way, one of the earliest and most famous Roman roads, connected Rome to southern Italy. Public buildings such as basilicas, baths, and theatres were also central to Roman urban life. The Basilica Julia, a grand public building in the Roman Forum, served as a court of law and a meeting place. Baths, such as the Baths of Caracalla, provided spaces for hygiene, relaxation, and social interaction. Theatres, like the Theatre of Pompeii, hosted theatrical performances and gladiatorial contests. These structures reflected Roman values of practicality, grandeur, and public life. They continue to inspire awe and admiration for their scale, beauty, and enduring functionality. They stand as a reminder of the Roman Republic's architectural legacy and its lasting impact on the built environment. Section 6. The Roman Legion Organization, Tactics and Conquests. The Roman army, particularly the legions, played a pivotal role in the Republic's expansion and dominance. The Roman legion was a formidable fighting force. It was renowned for its discipline, organization, and adaptability. Roman citizens were required to serve in the army. They underwent rigorous training and discipline. This instilled in them a sense of duty, loyalty, and camaraderie. The legion was organized into smaller units called centuries. Each century was led by a centurion. This hierarchical structure ensured clear lines of command and control. Roman legions were equipped with standardized weapons and armor. This included the gladius, a short sword, the pilum, a heavy javelin, and the scutum, a large shield. This standardization ensured effectiveness and interchangeability in battle. Roman tactics were based on flexibility and discipline. Legions typically fought in close order. They could maneuver in various formations to adapt to different situations. The Romans also excelled in siege warfare. They built elaborate siege engines, such as battering rams and catapults, to capture fortified cities. The Roman army's success stemmed from a combination of factors. Their rigorous training, discipline, organization, adaptability, and effective leadership made them a formidable force on the battlefield. The legion's ability to conquer and subdue vast territories enabled the Republic to expand its influence. The Roman army's legacy extended beyond its military conquests. It influenced military thinking and organization for centuries. Section 7. Seeds of discontent, corruption, unrest, and the Republic in crisis. The Roman Republic, despite its many successes, was not immune to internal problems. As Rome's power and wealth grew, cracks began to appear in its political and social fabric. corruption became a growing concern. Greedy officials exploited their positions for personal gain. The gap between the rich and poor widened. Small farmers, burdened by debt and military service, lost their land to wealthy landowners. This led to social unrest and instability. Political tensions escalated as ambitious individuals sought to exploit the situation. Factionalism and violence became increasingly common. The Senate, once a symbol of unity and wisdom, became divided. Political rivals used their influence to obstruct governance and further their own agendas. A series of slave revolts, most notably the revolt led by Spartacus in 73 to 71 BC, shook the Republic to its core. These revolts highlighted the plight of the enslaved population and the brutality of Roman slavery. The Roman Republic, once a model of stability and prosperity, was teetering on the brink of collapse. The institutions that had served Rome so well were failing to address the challenges of a changing world. The stage was set for a period of turmoil, civil war, and ultimately the transformation of the Roman Republic into the Roman Empire. Section Act. Caesar's shadow, the rise of a dictator, and the fall of the Republic. The final act of the Roman Republic unfolded against a backdrop of political intrigue, military conflict, and the rise of Julius Caesar. Caesar was a brilliant general, a shrewd politician, and an ambitious leader. He exploited the turmoil of the late Republic to advance his own career. His conquests in Gaul, modern-day France, brought him wealth, glory, and a loyal army. Caesar's growing power, however, threatened his rivals in Rome, particularly Pompey the Great. In 49 BC, Caesar crossed the Rubicon River, the boundary between his province of Gaul and Italy, igniting a civil war. This act was a direct challenge to the Senate and the traditional authority of the Republic. Caesar's forces proved victorious against Pompey and his allies. He became the undisputed master of Rome. As dictator for life, Caesar implemented a series of reforms. He centralized power, extended Roman citizenship, and reformed the calendar. However, Caesar's growing power and disregard for traditional norms alienated many senators. Fearing tyranny, a group of senators, led by Brutus and Cassius, assassinated Caesar on the Ides of March, March 15th, in 44 BC. They hoped to restore the Republic, but their actions unleashed a new wave of chaos and civil war. Section 9. An enduring legacy, the Roman Republic's impact on Western civilization. The Roman Republic, despite its tumultuous end, left an indelible mark on Western civilization. Its institutions, laws, language, and culture continued to influence societies long after its demise. The Republic's emphasis on civic duty, the rule of law, and the balance of power provided a model for later republics and democracies. The Roman legal system, with its principles of fairness, due process, and codified laws, formed the basis of legal systems in Europe and beyond. Latin, the language of the Romans, became the foundation for the Romance languages, French, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, and had a profound impact on English and other European languages. Roman literature, philosophy, and oratory provided a rich intellectual heritage. Authors such as Cicero, Virgil, and Ovid explored themes of human nature, morality, and the power of language. Their works continue to be studied and admired for their insights and literary merit. The Roman Republic's architectural and engineering achievements, from aqueducts and roads to temples and theatres, demonstrated their mastery of technology, organization, and aesthetics. Their innovations influenced building practices for centuries and continue to inspire awe and wonder. The Roman Republic's story is a reminder that even the most successful societies face challenges and that power, if unchecked, can corrupt. Its legacy is a complex tapestry of achievements, failures, and enduring influences. By studying the Roman Republic, we gain a deeper understanding of our own political institutions, legal systems, and cultural heritage. We are reminded of the importance of civic engagement, the rule of law, and the need to safeguard against tyranny. The Roman Republic may be long gone, but its story continues to resonate, offering valuable lessons for the present and the future.